All right, guys. Good morning. I hope you all had a wonderful night rest. So, we move towards continuing our class on trend lines. So, this class is going to be. I would like us to follow some kind of top-down approach. Okay, so I want us to go for a top-down approach and drawing trend lines in the simplest way. So let's go for a daily time frame. So let's start with our daily time frame. So this is gonna teach you. I'm just gonna teach you on the rules to follow whenever you want to draw your trend lines. Okay. So the first thing is that you recognize your support and the resistant area. Your support and your resistant area. All right. So this is the first rule. Draw out those areas, and from one of the previous videos I made, so I told you I was able to explain why an area can be considered a support area and can also act as both support and resistant area. All right, so let's take a look at this triangle, I mean this rectangle box right there. So I was able to choose this level as my support. So this level act as both support and resistant area. All right. So why? I said whenever want it to become a support area, that we've got to have multiple reactions. So take a look at this. First, it becomes a resistant area, touching it, then tanking down. Touching it here, coming down until it breaks it. Then it becomes the support area. So there's one, two, three, and four, which is very recent. So this is very recent. Sorry, let me try and change my voice. I don't like that voice. All right, so this is very recent support. So first you understand that this is a support area. So because of that, then first we've recognized a support area. Let me try and do something. All right, so and we have how resistant, I already draw this out over a period of time, probably a few months or 2 months ago. So I draw this level out, and right now it's approaching the same level. And take a look at this, it approaches the same level multiple times and breaks below. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna push it up a little bit. All right, so and I'll delete this because we've seen a lot of closes. There wasn't any real close above this level, but let's leave it there. All right, so let's have it there. So now after this, what do we do next? What do we do next? So we have this we have an expectation that this price of this asset might get to this level, this particular level. So let me draw it out because this was a resistant area, so might come to this level and tank down. Because take a look at this, it approached the level and tanked down, and these are under recent, these are under support area. Take a look at it touching this level and moving up on multiple, which at least we have two touches here. So we have it now. Take a look at this. It touched the area, tank down, close to the area, tank down. Now this is close to the area now, and it is tanking down. So that's the first thing. Um, Extract your support on your resistant area. So I'm gonna do this now. So have it in your mind that these are the areas I marked out as my support and my resistant area. So I'm deleting this now. So now let's draw our trend line to approach this. So first, we have a trend line from this area down. So let me push this outside. Let me push this. So we have something here. So like I said, you can either make use of the wick or the body. There is no reason, there is no rule guiding the trend of trend line except for the fact that it must touch at least one, sorry, at least two, how do I put it? At least two, either the candle body or the candle wick. So it must touch at least 2. So that is the first rule. And that is the most reasonable rules. All right. So if you take a look at this, it touches on multiple occasions. All right. So let's leave it this way. So we have one here. So we have another here. We have another here. So you can see one touch, two touch, three, and four. So and currently the market is respecting this area. So this is on the larger time frame. So what you I want you to do mostly on larger time frame is that map out your support and resistance. So let's assume I've been able to map out my support and resistance here. Then let me go to lower intraday time frame. So from the lower intraday time frame, we're able to see the chart more clearly. All right. So I'm gonna make use of 30 minutes time frame. Okay. So I'll be making use of 30-minute time frame. All right. So we can see this thing more clearly. We can see it more clearly. All right. So now we're going to start from previous price actions. Then we'll draw our trend line from the previous price actions. Then after drawing the trend line from previous price actions, then we'll predict the future of this token, even with our trend line. All right, so let's go. Is this something like, remember this is our support? Probably, yeah, support. So we expect this price to come down, touch this support, then fly up. So first we have our this thing around this level. Okay, so let's go. So what will be the first thing we'll do? Let's choose what we want to do. Either we're going for the long or for the short. So let's go for the long first. Let's do that first. All right. So we draw our lines, and we expect a break around this level. All right. So you consider the price of the coin is currently moving down. It tries to touch the trend line. Remember, one of the image I dropped in the group, I said you do not expect a picture perfect image or a picture perfect trend line. All right. So we have we have a trend line here. Or you can see that placing this trend line, the price begins to move downward, tries to touch it, move downward until it breaks the trend line. And immediately it breaks the trend line, you can see that the price begins to move up. So what does this trend line serve as? It serves as both support and the resistant area. So let me put it that way. So let's see something like that. All right, and it serves as resistance first. See that whenever the price touch it, it stands down. About touching it, it stands down. So it will resist the price from moving up. And so whenever you want to make this trade and you draw your trend line, you look for an entry around this level. Remember, I said something, please have this in mind that the trend line is not advisable to be used for trading on its own. You have to add other indicators, chart pattern, and the likes to validate your entry points. So you won't just enter the market and just lose your money and start shouting or crying that, oh fuck, I lose my money. All right, guys. So let's proceed. So this is a trend line. So let's try on that one here. So we have another trend line here, and you see when the price begins to move up, it keep on. Then immediately we see a break of structure here. Sorry, a break of trend line. It tries to go up to break it, and it could not. Then after that, what happened? The price tanked down. If you see this, take a look at this. It moved up. The moment it breaks it, what happened? The moment the trend line cannot support the price anymore. Take a look at this. The moment the price comes down and breaks the trend line, take a look at it. It move. It touch this level, and after touching this level, touching the trend line again, then what happened? The price begins to move down. So let's assume we want to take this trade on 30 minutes trade, and you have to include all other um, um how do I put it? So all of that techniques that I've taught you in time past, combine all these things together and make use of it to activate a very powerful and beautiful trade. So you've seen this again. So immediately you see that the trend line touch this. I mean, the price touched the trend line and could not break above the trend line. And you see another thing. Let me expand it a little. So what do we have here? We see a momentum candle. So we see a momentum candle around this level. The moment you see this momentum candle on the next, what do you expect to do? You go for a shot. All right, good. So I'm trying to take a look at another thing, and which is I want to draw a trend line around this area. I believe there is, yeah, there is something around this area. Okay, so there is another thing around this area. You see. And the reason I may not, because I want us to be very realistic. If you're not an expert trader, you may not be able to draw. You may not draw this trend line. You may not draw it. Yes, if you're not an expert trader, you may not draw it. Probably in a trade or during a trade. Why do I say that? First, some people will consider the break of this trend line as an available trade, expecting that the price will keep on moving up. But take a look at it. This is a fake out around this level. So it breaks it, then it comes down to that trend line level. All right, so let's see something. Now, you begin to see something. The price was trading below the below the trend line. This trend line, the price was trading below this trend line, and you can take a look at it. It tries to break it, then come back to the level, and take a look at immediately it breaks this trend line. Then the trend line begins to act as support. Take a look at it. It comes there, touch it, move back up, touch it, move back up, touch it, breaks below, create another fake out. Then take a look at this strong bullish movement and it begins to move up. Remember, I'm on sweet. I'm on sweet rather. So let's do another thing. Let's take a look at another thing. So around this level now, take a look at this. Take a look at it. All right. So you can see the price was trading below the trend line. Then when it breaks the trend line, it retests one and retests the other time. Then boom, it moves up. So in order to predict this, we want to predict this price now. So what do? We want to predict this using our trend lines again. So we take a look at this. Take a look at this. All right. So right now, there is a possibility of this price breaking this trend line. And take a look at we have one, we have second touch, and we have the third touch here. And take a look at this. This is high, this is higher low. Sorry, a lower high. This is a lower high, and telling us that there is a possible. So take a look at. I told you something. I said you should always draw your trend line. Make sure it is long. Okay, for future approach. All right. So if this price cannot sustain this trend line, then we may expect another retest of this area. We may expect another retest of this area. So what do? Then you keep an eye on this. Take a look at this. If it's going to break below, and if and there is another thing, remember that this area is an area of interest. Take a look at this. This is also an area of interest. So this is an area of interest. So it might eventually come, touch this, then go back, retest this, just like what it's doing right now. So it may retest, and what happened after retesting it, it push up. So anything can happen at this moment, but there are two possible things that might happen. If it breaks this trend line, we may say possible move down to this level, touching this previous trend line that we draw here. It moved down, then touch this previous trend line. Then what happened after touching this trend line? It moves back up. So what do? You try and extend your trend line. Yeah, you try and extend your trend line. Okay. So there is, like I said, so if it refuses to break through this and it doesn't come down, what do we expect? We expect the price to support this level. At least we may say it to break. Remember, I said like this, something like this, break above, then comes back. Because you understand, look at this, break below, then come back to that level. So it doesn't mean that it won't break it. It might break the trend line to around this level. That's why you have to be patient. Patient is also trading. So take a look at it, and if it breaks and we have a full body candle below, take a look at these ones. There wasn't any full body candle below this trend line. Take a look at this level again. It breaks it, but there was no full body candle above the trend line. Let's do another thing. This one could not break it, could not break it. So see, we can see some breaks, but there is no full candle above. And when I say full candle, something like this, a momentum candle, something like this, something like these ones, that it will break below. And okay, let's take a look at scenarios when it breaks below the candle. Let's take a look at those scenarios. Um, okay, see, take a look at this. When it breaks above this candle, remember, immediately it breaks above this candle, there is a full candle above. I mean, immediately it breaks above the trend line, there is a full candle above this. And the moment we have this full body candle, it signals that there is a possible change in trend. And take a look at, even after it gets to this level, it still come and retest it before moving up. So same thing can possibly happen here. So it might break below, touch this, because I told this is an area of interest. It also serves as a support area. Yeah, it serves as a support area. One, two, three. It was a support on resistance, a recent support on resistance. So the price might come, get to around this level, fat, even break this level, then go back up. So what do? Monitor your trade. All right, guys. So now this is the assignment I'll be giving to you. I need you to create something like this on lower time frame, most especially this 30 minutes time frame, and not using sui. Use other coin that you wish, any other tokens you wish to use. Just make use of it and get back to me. So, and this assignment should be submitted on 3rd. Today is 2nd of January, so I expect this assignment to be submitted on 3rd of January, 8 p.m. Do have a wonderful, great day ahead of you guys. All right, bye for now.